Meet Andrew Ditch.
I want to leave! I want to leave!
I don't want you to hurt my ears!
I want to leave.
Hey man, come on.
I want to leave. Dad, Mom is on the floor. She fell right off the toilet. The past 2 days I was
Pick
taking
her
it
ass
easy
up.
for my emotional well-being, Dad.
Andrew Ditch, also known as the Poopsquatch, is a 38-year-old man
Poopsquatch.
from New York. Andrew is primarily known around the internet for his extreme disagreements with his family, usually stemming from accusations of neglect or improper care. From the outside looking in, you would think it's two parents complaining that their son and caretaker is not doing a good job. But in reality, it's the exact opposite. Andrew, who is nearly 40, has called the police on his parents hundreds of times for what he claims is improper care. The more you look at it, the fishier this whole thing gets. And the lore of Andrew Ditch has proven to be quite the rabbit hole. But I feel like the best way to explain it is to simply start at the beginning. Andy was born June 7th, 1985, and lived with his brother Joe, his other brother Michael, his father Tom, and mother, Janet. As a child, he was diagnosed with PTSD and was hospitalized numerous times for threats and assaults against his own family. One of the most extreme being antifreeze poisoning that his father Tom suffered. Though it could not be proven,
That's
Tom
fucked up.
highly suspects that this was Andy. And as we proceed with this video, you'll find that Andy has a history of tampering with consumables. The next pivotal moment in Andy's life would be a car accident that he would be involved in. While riding his bike to his job as a Ronald McDonald performer at McDonald's, Andy was struck
He was a
in a hit
fucking
and run.
clown.
Here is Andy's
A
father,
Ronald
Tom,
McDonald
speaking
performer.
about
That
the
was his fucking
accident
job.
and some of the consequences that it
fitting.
may have had on Andy's life.
And he's riding his bike on Heinz over by the apartment and Fletcher. And we got a phone call. We're sitting down to eat dinner. Come and see your son if you want, because otherwise he's going to be dead. He's laying in the middle of the street. So we raced out, got in the car, went over there, and he's laying in the middle of the street. He got hit by a vehicle, hit and run, and he's laying there, you know, his whole face is all smashed up and everything. And we had to call the police and the ambulance, get him to the hospital, all 9 yards. And they said, well, the lesions, bleeding and probably a concussion, he should be okay. And ever since, we've always questioned whether or not he had brain damage. Get this, Andy used to drive. And he used to drive. And he used
It's
to have
not
some
brain damage.
business
So I'm gonna
in
just
our house.
spoil it for
And he
y'all.
was,
It ain't brain damage.
high-rated
He's just
with
a
Better
sick fucking
Business
asshole.
Bureau. And he was an amateur.
He knows better.
Weather meteorologist. And he locates storms, you know, at the airport and all these other things. And all that stuff, and all the stuff he was interested in, and he loved his neighbors. Lost interest. Can't do it. Can't function. No more.
He
Though
can do it.
immediately Andy didn't display any signs of a brain injury, the National Institute of Health states that it can take years for the consequences of these brain injuries to develop. In certain cases, of course. Do I believe this is the case for Andy? I truly don't know, because that PC business his father spoke about was started well after the accident. Here's a clip of Andy from 8 years ago.
And you're gonna plug in from the modem to your router into the WAN port. Sometimes it'll be marked WAN. Sometimes it'll be marked just with the internet symbol, such as what this router has. Has a little universe on there. Hey YouTube, Andy here. I have a challenge for everybody. If you want me to eat poop, I need
What
you
the fuck?
to subscribe to my channel, get me 1 million subscribers plus.
Not only did Andrew run a computer business on his own, but he was also an amateur meteorologist, being good enough to actually work with real meteorologists a couple of times. Andrew also lived by himself, taking care of all of his needs. Granted, he didn't make enough money to pay for the apartment and eventually had to move back to the house, where he finds himself in his current situation, living with his mom, dad, and brother Joe. And that was when Andy began to behave in this way. And to say that the family is dysfunctional would be a massive understatement. Let me just show you an average interaction between Andy and his family.
You deny me my test kit for sugar, my medications that is at your
This
house,
fucking dad's
my
recording him.
property, and my medical rights.
Oh, that's great. You know, two can play this game too. 'Cause right now,
Two can play
I'm
this
doing the
game.
same thing.
And I've been recording you all along.
And I've been
It's
recording
on
you all
YouTube,
along.
how you treat me.
The main thing that Andy accuses his family of is neglect. He will start recording, making claims that his family is denying him his prescriptions, denying him proper care, and not helping him in any way. He'll take this video, edit it, and post it to his YouTube channel, all in an attempt to get pity. That is the main purpose of his presence on social
Throwing a
media.
pity party.
Post videos about how his family quote-unquote abuses him and how he is
I used to
seeking
do that
help from
shit.
the state.
Not as
Only
bad
to
as
claim
this.
that he
I
has
don't know what the
received
fuck
none.
this old
He has
fucker's
received
on.
thousands of hours of consultation over the phone, hundreds of hours of in-person care, thousands in medications, and even more in adult diapers. And you know what Andy does with all of these things? Throws them away and tries to blame it on his family members. So they've had to start documenting the things that he's destroyed himself. Here's Andy's father Tom and brother Joe confronting Andy about this.
Why are you forcing me to have
Obviously, so a lot of it was destroyed.
Yeah, you screwed my medicine disease and I don't need them. I don't need help.
So good.
I don't need your help.
Makes it
you
easy
said.
for me to get it out.
You said that I don't need help. I used to do this stuff all myself.
What are you so pushing me here?
I am screaming you
Because
out
if you're
the
misbehaving,
Yeah, I'm recording too.
Yeah, well, I want to get through it. I don't want
Everybody
it.
in this family is
I
recording
don't
each
want
other.
it. I don't have a...
This is evidence.
fucking faith.
good.
Can you please let me throw it out? It's my shit.
You're having a temper.
Please,
tantrum.
I want
This
to
is
throw
not
it
even
out. I
something
don't
to
want to have autism
Temper tantrum,
anymore.
this is like everyday thing, it's seeming like.
I don't want diapers anymore. Please.
I don't want diapers anymore.
You're forcing me to
You
do
grown
something I
ass
don't want
man.
me to
You
do.
give me my diapers? And then I take away my fucking diapers? I'm gonna throw my diapers out.
Do this shit.
I don't want autism anymore. He's giving people with autism a bad name. I have been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome.
Throw it out.
And
I don't want it
I don't know what this
anymore.
prick-nosed twat is.
I don't want
I don't know
that
what the
anymore,
fuck he is, but
please.
he's not autistic.
His
He's just a
family is
fucking
truly
weirdo.
damned if they do,
He's giving
and
all of us a
damned
bad
if they
name.
don't. If they allow Andy to throw out these items, then he's just going to pin it all on them. He's done it in the past, and if they do confront Andy on throwing these things out, he claims that they're forcing him to use them. Andrew's interactions with these diapers are beyond vile, and one of the things that he's most well known for, but also one of the things that I refuse to touch on very much in this video. The things that I've seen and heard are beyond graphic. From infections to talk of just how much Andy likes these diapers, it is hands down some of the most disgusting stuff I have ever had to look into. I beg you to take my word for it. In the previous clip, you heard Andy mention that he didn't like being called a fake. What he's referencing is the fact that everybody mentions that he's never actually been diagnosed with autism, which he adamantly claims to have. If you point out this medical fact that Andy has proven himself,
What the
well, he's
fuck?
gonna absolutely lose it.
So he doesn't
Here
even
he
have
is throwing a
autism.
temper tantrum over
My
being called a
suspicions were
fake
correct.
by his brother and father.
Break this. Oh, I don't have this.
What a little bitch. Fucking up the house. It's already fucked up.
You bullied me.
Bully me.
You bullied me. The cops love you too.
Abusing me.
Turn on living room light.
Can you go upstairs, please? I feel in corner.
Like, bitch, this ain't your house. Don't tell me to go upstairs. What the fuck are you doing with it? You throwing gang signs?
Please, I want to be left alone. You.
Alright, for one, I know
Dad,
just
I
from
want
working
to
in the
be
medical
left
field,
alone. You're
adult
bullying
diapers are
me.
expensive.
Please, I want
So,
you to stop.
What a waste of money and
I
resources.
want to get my sneakers,
Fucking
Dad, so
dipshit.
I can go run away. Please, I want to get my sneakers since you
to get my sneakers, please.
Dude, fuck this guy. I wanted to say fuck this kid, but he is not a kid. He's a grown. He's older than me. 1985 was his birthday. I'm 92. What the fuck is wrong with
I'm
this
scared
man?
of you,
I don't care
Dad.
what you think you are.
I'm scared of you. You abuse me.
It is widely speculated that Andy suffers from Munchausen syndrome. It is a rare type of mental disorder in which a person fakes illness. The person may lie about symptoms, make themselves appear to look sick, or make themselves purposely unwell. Andy has been proven to have done all of these things. If you want indisputable proof that he has not been diagnosed with autism, then look no further with this call from the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities, where they state in very plain terms that he has never been diagnosed.
Between February and March 2019, age 33, several psychiatric reports were completed by Trinity Medical, Western New York, PT, and Erie County Medical Center for Mr. Ditch in Aspen 16. While some of these reports indicate that Mr. Ditch had an autism spectrum disorder, none of them reference any testing to support this diagnosis. The Erie County Medical Center noted in its March 7, 2019 report, SWA referral details. Collateral, Andrew has an IQ of 80, cerebral auditory processing disorder, and another processing disorder. He does not
His
have
IQ is
autism. He does
room
not have
temperature.
autism. He does not have autism.
That was the statement of the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities. They went on to say that they believed Andy suffered from schizoaffective disorder, and that his self-diagnosis of autism was in line with symptoms of that. His family are all very aware of this, and his brother Joe has absolutely no patience for any of it, and rightly so. Joe despises Andy for the way that he acts, especially the way that he treats their parents. So when Andy comes up to him and tries to solicit sympathy, Joe isn't afraid to start blaring his trumpet, much to the disdain of Andy.
Maybe I should show you what abuse does to individuals.
Please leave me.
Like, dude, why don't you have a door?
Tomorrow I'm going to play what my doctors and school records show.
You're not gonna leave? Then I'm gonna call the police and have you.
Dude, they stay in the
removed,
trap house.
Andy.
Good.
What the
just
fuck
so
is
I
with
want
this
you
shit?
Then get out!
Stop.
Then move! Get out of my room!
No, I'm not going to go. I'm not into you.
Okay. Are you serious?
Only after my diagnosis, because I've been fighting for one since school because I saw how predictably environment.
Get out!
No,
Get
I'm not giving in to you.
out!
You can abuse me all you want. I'm not going.
Trouble with restricted
And
energy.
please move, I gotta go to the bathroom.
No, I don't.
Move, I gotta go to the bathroom.
No,
19.
I'll follow you.
You're not following me.
You'll go. I'll follow you.
I don't.
What the fuck? He's playing the trumpet. I used to play the trumpet in middle school. He's doing the scales.
Hurting my ears.
A, B, C, D, E.
I'm not playing louder. My ears move. I don't want to be.
Ruh-roh. I think he pushed him.
I don't want you to hurt my ears.
He rammed me in the wall.
I don't want you in my
Another
ears.
thing that Andy is particularly fond of is covering up his ears and claiming that any loud noise is bothering him. Now you're probably saying, hey, Kiwi Tapes, that's awfully insensitive. You just heard that he suffered from processing issues. And I'd say that you're right. If Andy hasn't had a well-documented history of going to rock and roll concerts, that's right, the guy who assaulted his brother over a little trumpet playing is actively attending rock and roll concerts. If it was something more mellow like blues or jazz, maybe. But in my experience, the only thing louder than a rock concert is an EDM festival. You cannot tell me that that kind of environment, packed with people, really loud, is more acceptable to Andy than his brother simply playing the trumpet, and even his own father trying to play a little bit of rock on his guitar.
Okay, Andy, you need to go and get off out of my room because You're not welcome up here.
I need to get away
It
from
doesn't
you.
matter. You either
Get
go
away from
outside
me or go,
or you
please.
sit in the living room while we finish eating, and then we'll be out of
How
your
the
way.
fuck's he gonna
No,
call the hook on his dad? This is his
follow
house.
instructions.
Talking about you're not welcome up here. Go the fuck away, reject son.
Get
The motherfucker's brother looks just like him. They're both fucking fat, bald weirdos. You hear this fuck? His dad's just trying to play some guitar, and he's fucking calling like protective services, screaming, "He's hurting my ears! Help!"
Tom, on the off chance you ever watch this, you're a great guitar player. And Joe, you really know how to play the trumpet, man. It's
You're
a shame
great-
that your brother
great guitar
slash son
player.
will allow a crowd of complete strangers to enjoy their music, but God forbid you try to play a little bit of your own. They gave him like a 5-minute warning before they even started playing. His father told him what was going to go on and to either go outside or go to the living room, somewhere where it wouldn't hurt his ears. What does Andy do? Fires up the video camera, and then completely ruins your jam session by calling the police. It seems like whenever the attention's not on Andy,
What a little
then there's
prick, bro.
problems. He has this habit of making other family members' misfortune all about himself. When his father hurt his ankle real bad, Andy demanded to be taken to the hospital for sympathy pains. And when his mother's health was failing, Andy resented her for taking his father's attention from him. Andy really seems to hold his mother in contempt, and public opinion believes it is because she requires so much care from his father, care that Andy believes he should be receiving. Andy's parents are both elderly, and sometimes his mom requires a walker, but instead of seeing this and offering help, Andy feels jealousy. So one day when he found his mom collapsed on the floor, instead of helping her, Andy pulls out his video camera and starts recording.
Why did you fall when you were sitting on the toilet?
Hell no.
The toilet.
And you can't get up, and you couldn't call
Dude,
anyone.
help your mama.
Okay, Google broadcast. Dad, Mom is on the floor. She fell right off the toilet.
Dude.
She's on the dog's bed.
Pick your mom up.
Did you?
What the fuck, bro? Get your mom.
Why were you sitting in the toilet for 2 hours?
Dude, what a fucking piece of shit, bro.
Toilet? Did you poop or anything? No. You were just peeing. You were sitting there.
Andy didn't lift a finger. He
Bro.
simply called his dad to come help. And then Joe coming in asking her what she's doing. The look she gives him is priceless. It's like, what the hell do you
God,
think
that's
I'm
sad.
doing? Andy would rather see his mother struggling to get up than attempt to help her in any way but calling dad. And this hasn't happened just once, but twice.
Dad, she's swinging off the chair and she's going to bend over.
Andy, stop it! Just shut the fuck up!
She's like Grandma.
Bro.
Please.
Well, Mom, you don't do anything.
Dude. What a
He's
fucking
laying
prick
down
nose
all day.
twat, bro. Yeah, be
I
the
lay-
fuck quiet, you fucking piece of shit.
The past 2 days, I was taking it easy for my emotional well-being, Dad.
There are
Dude,
two
this kid
things
needs-
about this video
this
that
man
really
needs
get
to
me.
be
First and
like
foremost
the
being the
fucking
criticism
shit
that
he
Andy
got.
is spewing forth. Sitting on the couch, wiggling his toes, and telling his mom that she's like grandma, she doesn't do anything. All while his dad, who I've never seen without a lower back brace, helps her up to use her walker. Which leads me to my second point. Do these two people look like they could abuse Andy? Do they look like they should be legally required to take care of Andy? For Christ's sakes, Andrew went to the courts and tried to make them legally force his parents to change his diapers. You see, despite the way Andy acts, he's never afraid to get the legal
Dude, he's
process
got a like
involved.
weird
In
ass
particular,
fetish
he
or
likes to
something,
bring
bro.
up his
Like,
rights.
he
quite
like
often.
must get
Andy
off
will
on
go
wearing
from
the
speaking
diapers
in the
and
third
like
person to then
he
talking
must
about
take
why the
pleasure in the
police can't do this
sickness
because it violates his
people
human
having like
rights.
deal
All
with
to
his
the
dirty
911
diapers
operators
and like
who are very
he
well
must get off on
familiar
that.
with who he
What a
is and
fucking
what he
piece of
tries to
shit.
do to his family.
It's making like anybody with autism
I
like
have a right
to throw out
Got
my
terrible
diapers.
name.
I have a right
We
to
don't
throw
act
out
like
my
this.
medications. I was allowed to throw out
I'm
my
high
medications for
functioning.
my pill,
I have Asperger's
but I'm
syndrome,
not
but I'm
allowed
high
to throw out
functioning. I'm
my
very
diapers
blessed. But
because
even the
you
low
guys are
functioning
depriving me
people,
my
we
civil
don't.
rights.
They don't do that.
Andrew Ditch has
If they need help
contacted the
with the
police
bathroom, that
hundreds
is
of
possible.
times,
Sure,
usually
but
claiming abuse suffered at the hands
they're
of
not
his
taking
family,
people to
demanding
court
that either
over
the
it.
police officers make them provide him proper care or take him to a group home. The officers in the area, most of which know Andy, are extremely patient with him, especially the 911 operators. Andy has threatened them, told them lies that waste valuable police resources, and screamed in their ear. Not to mention the poor officers who Andy has flashed, assaulted, and subject to all of this madness for years. You would think that with how much Andy contacts the authorities, that he would have a modicum of respect for them. But it is the exact opposite, as just like everyone else, Andy sees them as there to serve him, and only him, leading to many negative personal interactions with the police.
I've been hit by a car so many times, and you know what? Put me on 941 because I'm going to run away from the house, from the hospital. I'm running away. You can't hold me hostage. You can't hold me hostage. You're holding me hostage.
We need you to
You're holding me hostage.
We need you to go down to the
You're holding me hostage. Oh, you abused me.
You abused me! You fucking abused me!
Don't touch me. I don't want to
No.
be abused.
Is he on the floor?
Sir,
He is on
I
the
have a
floor.
right to leave without being escorted.
What a
out.
fucking douchebag.
You're on private property.
Then fine.
Get on this car.
Fine. You hurt my back.
You
hurt
hurt
my
my back. My
I'm
back.
leaving.
Yes, we're trying to. We're trying to.
I'm leaving. I want to leave. I want to leave.
This way.
My arm is numb. I want to leave. I want to leave.
He wants to leave to do what and go where?
They
Oh
were
my
simply
god.
trying to escort him out of the hospital, but Andy refused. He didn't want an escort, he wanted to go his own way, and that's what caused the issue. That clip was another brilliant display of Andy quoting his legal rights. Once he starts doing that, you can pretty much rest assured that he's not going to comply, because in his mind, you are no longer an authority figure. If you try to stop him, you will be one of the accused, one of the people responsible for making Andy's life as horrible as it is. Because as I've said before, that is the whole point of Andy whipping out the camera. When Andy whips out the camera, it's almost always in an attempt to solicit pity. He wants the people on his channel to see a video like that and see a man who is being abused by the system, as well as his family. It usually
Yeah, he's
ends
not
up
getting a pity
displaying
party
the
from
exact
me.
opposite.
No
A
fucking
man
way.
in his 30s
Even
with
if I was
complete
watching just that
disregard
straight
for
video,
his
I'd be like,
elderly
what the fuck is
parents.
wrong with
All
this
I
guy?
have seen in my time researching Andy is elder abuse. I feel like there is no better example of this as to when Andy got arrested for his oil diffuser. This is probably the second most infamous event in Andrew Ditch lore. Don't worry, the first is yet to come. But as for the oil diffuser arrest, it's a doozy. It starts out with Andy putting an exorbitant amount of oil into his oil diffuser, a humidifier type device which you can add scents to that will spread throughout the room. The only problem is that certain types of oils have been known to affect people with breathing issues, as well as animals. Andy's parents and their dogs all started to experience breathing issues, and upon confronting Andy
Oh,
about
hell
this,
no. You
he
can't treat the
refused to
pups
shut
like
the
that.
oil diffuser off, claiming that it was for his emotional health, and that they had absolutely no right to make him turn it off. The police were called, and an interaction would ensue that would end with Andy in cuffs.
It was so strong. Heart problem and breathing problem. I had to put the oxygen on. We asked him to turn it off. He refused to do that. This morning we came back, the papers, the same thing. Even Joe, you can ask him. He had to go upstairs and couldn't stand it because they're trying to eat. And you can't eat when it smells so bad. I have no idea. You have to ask him. He's videotaping us still.
I don't have to. You're not. Is it court order?
We want to know
What?
press charges
It's a
because
court
this is our
order.
home And it's bothering our breathing.
You didn't ask me to turn it off. I can. Is that order? Or is that? a violation.
Little
You
bitch.
arrest me for having my light on camera?
No, I'm asking you as a matter of human decency if you could stop shining.
Well, I did nothing wrong except for just trying to sit here, relax.
So I'm asking you to shut the oil diffuser off.
What
That
the
is
fuck?
for my coping skills. And I don't have to answer to you unless it's court order for it.
Andy,
This cop needs to fuck him
can you
up.
please now?
If there's a court order, is that a request or is that
It
an
doesn't
order?
have to be a court order. Why do you have to talk like this all the time?
Is that a request or is that a court order?
I
for
take
me
it
not
this cop's
having
met
my
him
oil
before.
diffuser that helps me relax?
You don't have to. You don't need that. Your parents have. Your mother's on oxygen. It's bothering her. Okay.
The fact that he even has to explain this shit. Like he's stuttering, like, your mom, dude, just shut it off. Damn!
Stand up. Stand up.
Oh shit. You're abusing me! Well, that's what happens, bitch.
What? I don't understand what you're saying. I'm being arrested for my oil diffuser. Okay,
Good.
why are you being arrested right now? For my oil diffuser. Officers Kelly's arrested me for my oil diffuser.
Gotcha, bitch.
He put his hands behind his back, so now he's going to start to be charged with reason. I didn't do anything other than have an oil diffuser on.
I wish there was a video to this, but I could just only picture it. He's fucking crying.
The oil diffuser incident is the perfect encapsulation of Andy's character. People politely ask him to turn off his oil diffuser because his mother is on oxygen and it's bothering her. Andy says no, the cops are called, and he resists the cops. That officer has had many interactions with Andy and was extremely patient with him throughout this whole thing. You have to wonder if this is really the outcome that Andy wants. Overly standoffish, unwilling to cooperate, and unwilling to believe that he is anything but the victim. And as soon as he's taken into custody, he starts making accusations against the officer and calling crisis hotlines. A lot of the content you've seen throughout here that's been audio have been messages that Andy has recorded himself while he's either talking to police or some kind of social services. During all of these calls, Andy is claiming to be the victim of some grave injustice, when in my opinion, it's been the family of Andy who have really been victimized. If you want proof of this, then look no further than the time Andy poisoned every one of them. Andrew Ditch has had a long history of tampering with people's food and drink. His father highly suspects that he was the cause of his antifreeze poisoning. He put super hot sauce in chili to serve to his two elderly parents, admits to putting laxatives in his father's coffee as a child, and then the most infamous incident in all of Andy Ditch lore. I'll let his local news station give you the rundown.
A man from the city of Tonawanda faces 3 felony charges accused of spiking the food of several of his family members. Police say 34-year-old Andrew Ditch put Epsom salts and laxatives in the food and the water reservoir.
Bro, that shit can kill you. Look at this
Family
fucking
members knew
weird
something
fuck,
was
bro.
wrong when they all started to suffer from nausea,
Piece of
abdominal
shit.
pain, and
What the
severe
fuck?
diarrhea. Ditch was arraigned and is being held on $5,000 bail. He will return to
I bet his
court
fucking
tomorrow
family bailed
for a
him out
felony
too.
hearing.
I bet they bailed him out.
Last year, me and his brother, and even my wife, got sick constantly.
Wow. Dude, what a fucking weirdo, dude. He could have killed him.
And we got frustrated. And he made a comment to one of his friends on the internet that he put laxative and Epsom salt in our food, our coffee, and drinks, and you better really get close to one of those. The toilet, and I was wondering why my stomach hurt so bad. Like I told my wife for one thing, I wanted to go to the hospital, but I didn't because it was just doubled up pain. And the strange thing is, since he's been gone, even though he doesn't like to hear it, we no longer have the problem, none of us. And it was going on for at least 6 months on and off here and there. Wow. And we thought it was something else.
For over 6 months, Andy was tampering with their food and drink. For those who don't know, Epsom salt is a magnesium supplement and laxative. Given the fact that Andy uses diapers, I would say that he's well versed in what the Epsom salt does, as well as the laxatives that he used to poison his elderly parents and brother. To what end, I have no idea. Like I've said, that part of Andy's personality is extremely disgusting and disturbing. So I would not be surprised if he got some kind of sick satisfaction.
Bro, this sick
Andy
fuck
has done
needs to be
so
like
much to his
removed from
family,
the street.
and many believe
Literally.
it is in an attempt to be placed in a group home. Andy has been placed in facilities before, but he doesn't have a good track record when it comes to respecting authority, so he is always swiftly ejected from the program, and the help is cut off from him forever. And you can't really blame these organizations when not only have they put up with Andy for thousands of hours already, but he's also spitting on the medical professionals, all because they won't let him leave, even though his
Bro,
doctor has
no,
ordered
that's
him
assault.
to stay.
You can't spit on motherfuckers. That's assault. I need to charge him with assault.
I want to leave.
Give a fuck what he
I
says
want
he's
to
got.
leave. Can I please leave?
He is not autistic, for
I'm
one.
alright.
For two, like, give a fuck. You're about to smack the shit out of you back fucking sober, normal, bitch. He needs to go to jail. Stay there.
Hold me against my will. I'm asking to leave. And I'm glad to be arrested.
Assaults a man in a disgusting way in front of a police officer, then asks to please leave. In a nutshell, that is Andy Ditch. This has happened with countless medical services, to the point where they don't really even have any more to offer him. He has degraded, insulted, and threatened so many people that he no longer is allowed to use many of these social services. Let me read you some statistics real quick about how much time and resources were used on Andy. 1,000 hours of securing medical records, 1,500 hours of crisis management, 200 hours of listening to consumer recordings, over 2,000 emails reviewed and responded to,
What a
200
fucking
hours of
waste
medical advocacy,
of
10 hours
resources.
of advocacy with law enforcement,
This is
submitted
insane.
5 updates to the
needs to
Office
be
of People
charged
with
for this shit.
Developmental Disabilities to assist with determining
Bro,
eligibility.
charge him 10
This
cents a
single
minute. He's
organization
still
has spent
owe
over
like a quarter mil.
3,000 hours assisting Andrew Ditch in one way or another, and Andy will still claim in his videos that he receives no help for his disabilities. The many contradictions of Andrew Ditch paint a very clear picture of the truth. Andy will say that he has problems with loud noises and go out to rock concerts. He'll say he receives no help from his parents when they help him as much as they physically can at their old age. He says he receives no help from mental services or the police when they've spent thousands of hours helping him. And he claims to have autism when it has been factually proven that he does not. Why does he do all of this, you ask? Common consensus is pity. Andrew Ditch wants you to look at his channel and see a man who has been absolutely abused by the system and his family. But anyone who takes a closer look sees right through that facade.
Yeah,
Andrew
I'm
has
seeing
been
right
doing
through it.
stuff like this for years,
This
and it
is
shows
fucking
absolutely no signs of stopping.
He
You would
does
think that
not
your
need to
family
be on this
dismissing
earth.
the charges after you
No,
poisoned them
I'll take
would
that
change
back.
your
No one deserves
outlook.
to
But if
die.
you ever go to
He
Andy's brother Joe's channel, you'll get
does
the
not
real
need to
story,
be
and
in
you'll
the
see
public.
just what the Ditch
He
family
needs to
struggles
be
with
in a facility.
daily. I will remember Andrew Ditch's story as one of the darkest and most depraved I have ever covered, with twists and turns.
Alright, well,
I
that was
never
very
expected.
interesting, folks.
Images I never wanted to see.
Subscribe
nor be able
if you
to
like this
unsee,
shit.
And interactions so
Thank you,
bizarre
Kiwi
that they
Tapes.
can only
That was
come
very
from a man
interesting.
called the Poopsquatch.
And that was the Poopsquatch Andy Ditch. Bada bing, bada boom. Holy shit. Good night.
Earl Doobie